Good morning, students. So today we will discuss our new topic, that is chapter number 2, exponents. Now in this chapter we will discuss the following topics. Number 1, laws of exponents. Number 2, numbers in standard form, in which there are two subtopics, that are expressing very large number in standard form and number 2, expressing very small number in standard form. I hope that you will view this video up to the last. Okay, students, so let's start with our first topic, that is law of exponents. Now, in the law of exponents, so let we have assumed a by b a rational number, any rational number, in which m and n be any integer. So, according to laws of exponents, our first law is a by b, which is a rational number, power m multiply a by b power n is equals to a by b power m plus n. You can see here, if my base are same, you have already studied in earlier classes that we call it base and this as power. So anything which is raised to power is called exponents. So here you can see, if the base are same and multiplication is there, then power will be added up. If the base are same, division is there, then power will be subtracted. If base is same and there is a bracket in between the power, then there will be multiplication of power. Now if bases are different and power is same, then all the bases are written separately. For example, here you can see a by b multiply c by d whole power n. So you can write it down, a by b whole power n multiply c by d whole power n. It means that you can write it separately. Here also a by b power minus n. So if there is minus in the power, then we have already studied in the earlier classes in the rational number that it get inversed, it get reciprocated. So the inner denominator becomes the numerator and numerator becomes the denominator. Here you can see here, a is the numerator here and b is the denominator here. So after equating it, it gets, the denominator becomes the numerator, so b becomes the numerator and a becomes the denominator. And we also know that anything which is raised to power 0 is equals to 1. So that's all from our first topic, that is law of exponents. Okay, so students, let's solve some of the questions from exercise 2A R.S. Agarwal class 8 mathematics. So my first question I have chosen, I have taken here, is question number 5. That is, under bracket 1 by 3 whole power minus 3 minus 1 by 2 whole power minus 3 divided by 1 by 4 whole power minus 3. So according to law of exponents, I have to solve this question. So let's see how we will solve this. So as we can see, here it is raised to the power minus 3, so it get reciprocated. So it becomes 3 power 3 minus, it also get reciprocated, it becomes 2 power 3 divided by, it also get reciprocated, it becomes 4 power 3. So you can see here, all my minus signs of the power get equated. Now let's solve the next. 3 power 3 is 27 minus 2 power 3 is 8, which is divided by 4 power 3, that is 64. So 27 minus 8 is 19, which is divided by 64, and so my answer will be 19 by 64. That is my answer. I hope that you have understood the question. Now let's solve our next question. Question number 7. Find power minus 1 multiply 3 power minus 1 divided power minus 1 divided by 6 power minus 1. Now let's see how we will solve this question. So here you can see here that 5 power minus 1 is written. So I will write it like this way, 1 by 5. Multiply, here you can see 3 power minus 1. So I will write 1 by 3. Power minus 1 divided by 6 power minus 1. So I will write it here 1 by 6. Now in the next step, what I will do? 1 by 5 multiply 1 by 3 is 1 by 15 power minus 1. Divide by 1 by 6. In the next step, 1 by 15 power minus 1 becomes 15 divided by 1 by 6. So this becomes 15 multiply 6 and the answer will be 90. I hope that you have understood this question also. Now let's move on to our next question. Question number 12, it is written at by what number should minus 2 by 3 whole power minus 3 be divided so that the quotient may be 4 by 27 power minus 2. Now let's see how we will solve this question. This is question number 12, exercise 2A, RS Agarwal, class 8 mathematics. So how we will solve this question? It is written here, by what number should minus 2 by 3 whole power minus 3 be divided so that the quotient may be 4 by 27 whole power minus 2. So I will write the answer. Let the number be P by Q. So according to question, minus 2 by 3 whole power minus 3 be divided by P by Q so that I will get the quotient 4 by 27 whole power minus 2. Here you can see ready. The question is by what number should this be divided? This means this is my dividend and the number which I am dividing with this number is divisor. So according to question my equation is this. Now I have to equate the value of P by Q. So first of all I will equate this first. So you can write it here also, minus 3 by 2 whole power 3 multiply Q by P is equals to 27 by 4 whole power 2. So you can write it like this way, that just shift this Q by P to my RHS side and I am shifting this 27 by 4 whole square to my LHS. Now what I will get? I will get minus 3 by 2 whole power 3 multiply 4 by 27 whole power 2 is equals to P by Q. Now you can see here, you can write it like this question you can write it like minus 27 divided by 8 multiply 4 into 4 divided by 27 into 27. So it will be cutted out. So the answer of P by Q is 2 by 27. You can see here one minus sign is here. So my answer must contain minus. So answer of question number 12 is minus 2 by 27. I hope that you have understood all these questions from exercise 2A. Now, rest of the questions, please try to solve it at your home. Okay, students. Now let's come to our next topic. Our next topic is numbers in standard form. So, in this topic, we will discuss how to represent a number in standard form. So, let's have the definition first. A number written as m into 10 to the power n is said to be in standard form if m is a decimal number such that the value of m will be equal to or greater than 1 and less than 10, and n is either a positive or negative integer. Now let's take this explanation with an example. Let's understand this. I have one number 6872. Now I have to represent this number in standard form. So how I will represent it? So you can see here m into 10 to the power n. So I have to represent this number as m into 10 to the power n, in which m will be a decimal number. So must be a decimal number, and the value of m will be equal to or greater than 1 and less than 10. So you can see here, if I take 68, then the value will be greater than 10. If I will take 6, the value will be in between 1 to 10. So I have to take 6 into, now if I am taking 6, so how much decimal place I am shifting the decimal? Decimal is here, so I am shifting 1, 2, 3. 3 places I am shifting the decimal. So I will write 6.872 into 10 to the power 3. So this is my standard form of this number 6872. Now let's take one more example. If I have 140000, let's suppose I have this number 140000 means 1,40,000. I have this number. Now I have to represent this in standard form. So how I will represent it? Now you can see here in this number the decimal is here, and I have to represent this in this form. This is m into 10 to the power n. So I have to shift the decimal on what place? In which the value of m must lie between 1 to 10. Now if I am taking 14, then the value will exceed 10. So I have to take 1. So I will write it like here 1.4 into 10 to the power, how much I am shifting? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I am shifting 5 places of decimal. So this will be my answer. So this is how we will denote a number in standard form. Now let's move on to our next subtopic. Now students, let's move on to our first subtopic, that is expressing a very large number in standard form. So I have taken two examples. This is 153,600,000 means I think so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7 zeros are there. Here 1896,000 means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 zeros are there. So these are very large numbers, and I have to represent this into standard form. The main purpose to represent the numbers in standard form is that to make the calculation very handy, very easy, not too very complicated. Now let's take these two examples. I will let you understand how we will solve this question and how to denote these numbers in standard form. So my first number, keep in mind that I have to represent in m into 10 to the power n form, where m will be in between 0 to 10. So I can write 1.536. Now after how many places I have shifted the decimal? I have shifted the decimal, which is here, to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 places. So I will write it here 10 to the power 10. Here also I will write 1.896 and I have shifted the decimal place to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So I will write it here 10 to the power 13. Now remember one thing, you can see here the power is positive. In both the cases the power is positive. So please keep that in mind. If I am shifting my decimal place to left side, to my left side, if I am shifting the decimal place to my left side, then the power will be in positive. And if I am shifting my decimal to right side, then the power will be negative. So I have shifted the decimal to my left place in both the cases, so I have written the power in positive. Now let's move on to our next one. Now students, let's move to our next topic, that is expressing very small numbers in standard form. Now you can see here in these two questions, you can see the numbers are very small. Here you can see after the decimal part 2 is there, and which is also in the ones 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the fifth term, means in the fifth position after the decimal. Here also in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. After the 9th place 37 is there. So after 8th place 37 is there. So you can see here these two numbers are very small. Now in order to represent these two small numbers in standard form, what I will do, let's see. I have to represent this in the form of this, in which m will be between 1 to 10. So how I will represent? I will write it here 2 into 10 to the power. Now you can see I am shifting the decimal to my right, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So I will write it here minus 5. 2.0 into 10 to the power minus 5. You can see here also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I am shifting 3.7 into 10 to the power 9 minus. I am shifting my decimal to right. So if I am shifting the decimal to my right, then minus will be there, and if I am shifting the decimal to my left, then positive will be there. So you can see here I have represented both these numbers in standard form. I hope that you have understood the concept. Now students, let's solve some of the questions from exercise 2B R.S. Agarwal class 8 mathematics. So my first question, in all these questions I have to convert them into standard form, except the last one. In the last question I have to convert this number in usual form. Now in the first question I have to convert this into standard form. So what I will do? I will just shift the decimal to my left. So I am shifting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So it will be 4.63 into 10 to the power 12. This will be my answer. Here also. Now in this question I have to write in usual form. In this question also, in question number 2 and in question number 7, I have to write in both the questions the numbers in usual form. So what I will do? I will write it here 1679 divided by, after removing the decimal, number of digits are 1, 2, 3. So you can write it here 3 zeros into 10 to the power 9. So you will write 9 zeros. So 3 here 3 cancelled out, and the answer will be 1679 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. So this is my answer of this question. Now I have to convert this question in standard form. So I am shifting my decimal to right place. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1.65 into 10 to the power minus 6. So the answer of question number 5 is this. And my last question, the answer will be 118 divided by 10 into 10 to the power minus 2. That is 18 divided by 10 into 1 by 100. So that is equals to 18 by 1000. So you will write it down 0.018. So I have solved some of the questions from exercise 2B RS Agarwal. So I hope that you have understood the concept which I have given in the chapter exponents, and you may able to solve the remaining questions. Thank you.